In the late 1700s, the Tunica Biloxi people first settled in what became the Mississippi Valley. According to the tribe, the people were skilled traders and entrepreneurs. And while they've been in the area for centuries, they didn't get federal recognition until 1981. Today, there are about 1,500 citizens. For years, tribal leaders tried to get ownership of the Marksville Historic State Park, a place that is home to burial sites. Just last month, their efforts came to fruition. Joining us today to talk about this historic land back when is Marshall Peart. He's the chairman of the Tunica Biloxi Tribe of Louisiana. Welcome, Chairman.
Welcome. Good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing very well. I want to jump right in here. Tell us a little more about the land that has been a state park for years.
A little bit about it. It consists of 42 acres. It's part of our ancestral homelands. We was great stewards. Our ancestors were stewards over the land, and we are delighted and overjoyed that Tunica Biloxi once again is the rightful owner of these burial grounds, our sacred grounds, because it means so much to us.
Tell our viewers at home the process and the journey that it took to get to this place.
Well, the journey actually started in the early 80s once we was federal recognized by the late Chairman O.J. Barbary Sr. approaching then Governor Dave Treen about transferring the property. And that process has been undergone through every one of his administration. Then it was picked up by Chairman Joey Paul Barbary. And finally, during this administration, we regained ownership of the property. And we are grateful to the city of Marksville, the state of Louisiana, but most importantly to the mayor, John Lemoyne, and the council members for utilizing all three components of vision, hindsight, insight, and foresight, recognizing the value of and the cultural value of what the property meant to Tunica Biloxi Tribe of Louisiana.
Let's actually talk about what ultimately spurred the city to transfer this land back. What happened there?
Well, one of the things, they went into a budget crisis. They couldn't afford the upkeep and maintenance of the property. So this started a conversation really heated up about 2 years ago, and to see if we'd be willing to take it on. When we was excited and said yes, this has been an ongoing battle for over 40 years. We would love our ancestral property back, for us to create a revitalization program as well as a beautification program. And most importantly, to rededicate that land and rededicate it to a way where we recognize it today's significance of the place of grace, because again, so many of our ancestors, their final resting places there. And what is also there is stories that was never told, relationships that was never formed, opportunities that never came to realization, because all of those things was taken away from our ancestors because of the battles or storms or the injustice by the system or by the population at that time. So we just, again, overjoyed that the property is in our back in our hands, where we can take care of it and create a memory, a memorial there, as well as for the grandchildren, great grandchildren to enjoy the property as our ancestors should have had the opportunity to enjoy.
Chairman, I'm wondering if you can speak to what the reaction has been from non-Native people who live in the city or who live in the area and are maybe learning about this for the first time. What has been their reaction?
Well, their reaction was very positive, because they've been all along cheering on the process, saying that the land should be donated back to Tunica Biloxi, because this is our rightful and property, our ancestral lands. They understand the cultural value of it, And so the significant value. So they really cheered on the process, and it was very encouraging throughout the process.
You know, every time we have tribal leaders on to talk about land back victories, I always ask them to comment on, other tribes who are going through this process and might feel discouraged or feel like there's so much that they have to go through. If you were speaking to tribal leaders doing this work, what would you say to them?
I would tell them never give up. Keep on the good fight of faith. And also remember why you're doing it. And it's not only because it's a piece of property, it's because of the sacrifices that our ancestors went through. And those sacrifices cannot compare in the sacrifices that we have today. They sacrificed blood, sweat, and tears, and because of the injustices that they had to go through. So continue that fight, and our hope and prayers is going to be with each and every one until you get your ownership of your land. And don't get discouraged. Get it 1 acre at a time, like Tunica Biloxi did. We made sure we fought the good battle of faith day after day, and it was a very great experience. And again, we thrilled and overjoyed to have our property back.
Well, Chairman, congratulations again, and thanks so much for being here.
Well, thank you so much, and y'all have a great and blessed day.